everyone? We should be live now. Today I'm working on a half-orc butcher. He doesn't look very orcish right now. He's very, very early. Audio test stuff here. Sounds good. Alright. Get my music going. And then we'll get rolling. Hope you guys are having a super good day. My day's been pretty chill. Haven't really done any work today other than emails, endless emails. Hey, Zaxxas is here. What up? Alright. YouTube updated their live streaming stuff, just a couple tiny updates, but it's like throwing up a bunch of error messages being like, your stream isn't happening, there's no audio, but I'm watching and listening to my stream and there's both those things. So this stream, especially if you're seeing issues with audio or video, let me know. I'll troubleshoot it because YouTube is telling me everything's wrong. Anyway, we'll get to work. Alright, so this base mesh was created with ZBuilder, which is extremely helpful. And yeah, that's about all I've done is make this base mesh and then give him some shorts because there's been some issues with nudity, I think. YouTube's getting freaked out on some of my videos. It doesn't show anything. Anyway. Alright, let's get his face looking like an orc. Zaxxas says not much, so I assume not much going on or not many issues. Either way, good to hear it. I always like sculpting orcs because they just have such exaggerated features. So I'm just really bringing out his brow right here, scrunching up his nose, and then I'll be giving him tusks. That's why his lips are a little bit thicker. Gives me a little bit more to work with. I think his nose is a little too pointed. That's much better. Okay, bring out these muscles a little bit more. That'll be a lot of this model, just like exaggerating the muscles even more. There we go. Yeah, I hope you guys have been doing good. I know 2020 has been a lot for everyone. That's why I didn't live stream last week. And sorry I didn't post anything about it. Usually I do. I took like a 4 days off, like completely not working. It was very nice. Building up his cheekbone just a little bit right here. And I'm kind of trying to decide how pronounced I want his jaw to be. I like how ridiculously thick his neck is. I don't want to make his jaw look too chiseled. I do like that he just looks like a mountain of a person. I'm going to define the eyes a little bit better by going in with Dam Standard and Alt. And turn on Backbase Mesh just in case this mesh decides to get silly. Also going to turn on Lazy Radius so I don't have to be as smooth with my movements. That'll kind of take care of it for me, get rid of a lot of the shakiness. There we go. Just adding those creases makes it a little easier to see on the print. Also, this fold right here on top for the eye is a little too pronounced, so I'm going to smooth that out a little bit and move it upwards. There we go. It's a text from my dad. He's been there's a stray cat in the neighborhood that's not stray anymore. My dad's like completely taken it in, but he keeps sending me pictures of it every day of it coming in. It's so funny. He's named it Kapinski, which I think is the cutest little like mob boss name for a cat ever. All right, it's looking much better. All right, his nose has a really funny shape going on here, so I'm gonna define the nostrils a little bit better. I really need to just do a nose study, period. Noses are complicated. There we go. That looks better. I'm gonna polygroup this bottom lip right here because I'll need to move this around when I add the tusks. If I do a good job, it'll make my life a lot easier. There we go. That should help a little bit. All right. So what I like to do for tusks, I go to a curved toothbrush and then I go to stroke, curve modifier, size, and then invert this. Oops, not like that. There we go. And so now when I draw, it doesn't want to do it because if you use curve brushes on something that has multiple subdivision levels, it throws up an error. So I clicked on his shorts instead, hoping it'd work. It didn't. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take this base mesh, I'm going to duplicate it, I'm going to delete lower subdivision levels, and then do the tusks. Anyway. Yeah, see? So it does this natural taper. It's kind of cool. Let's see, how big do I want these tusks to be? It's like, how orky do I want him to be? It's technically a half orc, which I realize all my models are half orc, and I'm like, how much more orc do they need to look to not be a half orc? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, someone, hello. Hi, dear friend. Which software? ZBrush. And then, dear, what is your opinion about 3ds Max? Never used it, actually. I've heard lots of good things about it. I like that you said dear. I think that's nice. It's much better than ma'am. I've only been called like ma'am like twice in my life, and I'm like, I feel like I still look too young to be called a ma'am. Alright, this looks kind of dumb. So, it's because the lips aren't forming around the tusks at all, so I'm going to leave these tusks there as placeholders. I'm going to split these into their own piece, and then I'm going to delete that duplicate that I made. There we go. Oh yeah, so this got all weird. Oh yeah, so that's something I haven't talked about before. Kind of like a mini tutorial here. Whenever you draw a mask on something that has multiple subdivision levels, you're really drawing it on the lowest resolution. So that's why that happened. So yeah. Just polygroup that all together in a different color from the eyes. There we go. Alright, let's move the lips around. Yeah, they look really silly right now. We can fix this. Alright, let's hide this for right now because I don't want this to get too distorted. So I need to bring that lower jaw forward a lot more. Though I do think his little funny chin looks... I like it. I'll need to get rid of it for this. There we go. And that'll give me a lot more room for the tusks. add a little bit more volume to the top of the lips. I don't know what this, oh, right. This mesh has teeth in it. So when I was smoothing this and this piece coming through, it's teeth. I was going to say, I'm like, what is going on? I totally forgot that Z-Builder has teeth. Here we go. Saxa says, what about Mist? I've always liked Mist too. I had a silly idea for your theme that I'd be way busy to do, but it did make me laugh. Oh yeah, I want to know. Let's see. And then another question, Blender and ZBrush, which is better? Depends what you want to do. I wouldn't say either. Saxa says, so you do the baker orc, but you just do a little bit of sculpting, add a fire on his hat and muffins, like he accidentally set fire to his oven. That'd be so cute. And then you could paint the monk and put little scorch marks on his head and shoulders because he was on fire. That is darling. That is a great idea for that theme. I wish you weren't too busy to do that because that would be lovely. And to add a little more to that question about like what's better, ZBrush or Blender, that question's always kind of irked me just because it's kind of like there's just no right answer. And there's a lot of Blender fanboys out there who will just swear by Blender no matter what you say, which is fine. Blender's great. You know what I mean? But the biggest selling point is like, oh, well, it's free. I'm like, I don't think that should be the biggest selling point for a software being good, especially if you're using it professionally. It's kind of like asking what's better, like a hammer or a sledgehammer. It's like, they're just different tools. They do different things. Alright, this is slowly starting to come together. Go. Put some subdivision levels on that so it looks a lot smoother, and then change the color. That's better. Add a tiny bit of detail to this. There we go. Alright, let's see what color eyes I want to give. That's ridiculous. I'm thinking a dark brown. I never do that. I usually do like icy blues and yellows and stuff. So let's do something that's a little more realistic. Yeah, for a half orc. Alright, I think he really could use some eyebrows. All right. Let's see. And then tech says, dear ZBrush, is possible to design mechanical parts, high accuracy 3D printing parts designing? No, that is not what ZBrush is for. Like that, if you want to like high detail or high accuracy mechanical parts, like that's like for SolidWorks or Fusion 360. Indy in the Dark says, what's the current poly count? This is at 310,000 points. but it goes all the way down to 18,000 points. I love subdivision levels. It gave me a lot of freedom. It's funny, I used to never ever use them because I didn't understand the point. And then eventually I saw some artists I admire using it. I'm like, okay, obviously I'm the one who's missing something. There's a point to this. All right. His expression looks so bored right now. Let's see, what color hair do I want to give him? Probably just a dark brown. And then Tech says, okay, I use SolidWorks and 3ds Max. Oh yeah, so then why are you looking to ZBrush to do mechanical parts? That'll work for now. Not sure what the lip color to do. Yeah, I don't care for the brown eyes. I'm gonna do like a yellow instead, I think. Just think it looks more interesting. There you go. That's roughly the color I want. And then Tech says a search for 2-in-1 software. Just keep them separate. And he says, noob question, why do you add color if it just gets 3D printed? Because I like it. It's not a new question. I think it's fun. Tech says, dear, the 3D scanner is widely using time the future. The 3D scanner is widely using time the future of these modeling softwares. Grammar on that was weird. It's not. No, 3D scanners aren't used super widely right now for, not for like art and stuff. I know it is for like replicating parts. So I can't add detail to this quite yet. Don't have enough polygons. That's okay. Adjust his expression a little bit. There we go. Alright, and then now let's add some clothes. So, probably just like a simple shirt and then a big old tarp over it. Or smock. There we go. I want it to be a little bit looser fitting, so I'll go in with the masking brush and kind of draw in closer to the shape that I actually want. His back muscles are so big, it just makes fitting this tank top on weird. There we go. Hey, Terry's here. What up? And then configuration of computer. I have a Zephyrus G14 Asus, so you can look that up. Alright, so for the smock, let's see, how do I want to do that? I'll probably just mask this top part and then pull this down. Thinking about whether or not I want to do the straps as a separate piece. I don't think I need to. It'd look a little bit cleaner, but I don't think it'd make too much of a difference. Try to think what the back of these smocks look like. Good enough, and then the rest I can adjust once it's extracted. That looks good. There we go. There we go. And then I'll change this color to maybe a lighter one. Oh, I haven't looked in the chat in a while. Let's see. Baz Zubaz. I think it's a new person. Oh no, it's Celia. I haven't heard from you in a while. Did I get banned without me being on a stream? Because my main account's unable to send chats here. Maybe. I don't... Not for me, but you might have been auto-banned. I think you said some swears in one of them. That might have been it. It wasn't anything egregious, but I know YouTube has its own, like, auto-censorship, I think. Oh no. And then Tech says, do you know Marvelous software? I do. I haven't used it extensively, but it's really, really cool. Oh, hey. And this is my name, okay? It's going to roll. Let's roll. Actually, I haven't pulled up the T20 yet, so let me grab that. And thank you, by the way. Yeah, the rolls are fun. I just have this little thing right here. It's not anything too fancy, but I think it looks cute. All right. And then ask if we can get unbanned. I can't even see that, so sorry. All right, how about a roll? Heck yeah. All right, let's see what you get. We're rolling. You rolled a 1, which means you get to change the color of my headphones, so whatever you'd like. So just whatever general color. The rainbow is available to you. I'm going to pull that up too. Meanwhile, I'm looking, I'm like, where are my colors? There we go. Oh yeah. Alright, you pick blue. Alright, they should be different, but I'm not sure, so I'm gonna check. Yes, I'm blue now. This is actually my favorite color, so yay. I mean, it depends on the day, I swear, but today it's blue. Oh well. Why don't you just use this account then? Alright, what color should I change this to? I'm thinking like a lighter color, because I'll probably paint on like some blood, not too much. I mean, he's a butcher, so I can't imagine how clean his clothes stay. I'm always surprised what a good job Ziri Musher does. I mean, before I really know how to, like, knew what it was for and like how to use it, I didn't understand the point of it at all. But now I use it all the time. I think it's great. Ooh, the back of this got really weird. Let's see, when did that happen? So I'll need to undo that. Okay, so it wasn't too far ago. It's probably when I did half. There we go. How long do I want to make this? I feel like it's a little long. When I make it like a thinner smock like that, it just looks like a dainty apron. So I'm trying to make this look less dainty. I think it's going to help if I have these big separate straps that come over and they're pinned and buttoned. But I'll keep working on it. was thinking about giving him like these big old boots, but he kind of looks good barefoot too. That looks better. It looks so dainty at first, and I'm like, this definitely is not right. I think I might give him a big like belt too, with like different, not weapons, but you know, meat cutting things. Terry says, "Is this a butcher?" Yes, I missed which model you're working on. I'm just excited you knew what it was, because I just feel like he looked dainty or almost too blacksmith-like at some point. All right, text leaving. Bye. The apron is definitely butchery. Thank you. His head shape looks so funny with that really prominent brow. I don't know if I should make his head less flat. Nah, it looks fine. I'm not going to give him hair. That's why I'm trying to get this dialed in. I plan to give him like a little cap. Because I feel like the chef's hat is a little ridiculous with this. I looked at some concept art for like just D&D fantasy butchers, and a lot of them give him that like top hat, but I think it makes him look too friendly. So I'm gonna just go with like a little cap that ties back here. Oops, looks like I got his ears a little bit. So I'll just smooth that away and then zero mesh this. He looks like a typical grumpy New York butcher. Looks great. Thank you. That actually worked out really well. It's the same way I made the tusks. Cool. I'll take it. I'll probably give like a better looking trim to this later. But I'll keep working on the rest of the model for right now. I also should save this. It's been a bit. So I'm going to make some sort of like tool belt, I think. Otherwise, I think this mini is just a little too simple. Alright, so Tara's getting kids ready for bed, prepping for a session. Have fun, and thank you for linking all the good stuff. I think it's funny it keeps tagging M3DM each time. So right now I'm extracting the straps on top to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. That'll make it easier when I want to add the buttons and stuff. There we go. That looks better. Alright, he's coming together. Alright, just adding a few more things to the belts. Okay, so at this point I'm looking at making the cleaver. I'm making an axe. What am I doing? I need to look at a reference. Oops. I did that on the wrong part. There we go. Oh, hey, what's up? I've been very focused. I haven't been talking very much. Yeah, they're pretty chill. All right. So this is what I got so far. I'm taking a little break from my wrist because I kind of forgot what I was doing. Um, Still need to take breaks and stuff. Oh, my wrist kind of hurts. Oops. Let's see. So I'm probably gonna add some more like little like knives and stuff to his belt. Probably gonna add shoes too. I at first thought it looked kind of cool and more rugged, but then I was like, that's actually disgusting. Like if you were a butcher, I feel like you'd really want shoes, for obvious reasons. I'm not sure what his pose is gonna be. I really like how the cleaver looks on his belt. Maybe I'll make a similar cleaver, like it's like slightly modified, just to add to the different tools that he has. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I think it should be pretty fun. Yeah, he definitely needs shoes. The more that I'm looking at that. Nothing complicated, just like a little something. Oh, hey, what's up? Thank you, Indy, for $5. That's awesome. Thanks for doing live streams and for doing tutorials. I'm only on lesson 3, but they've been super helpful. Oh, I'm really glad. That's very sweet of you and very generous. You get all the roles. Let me get that pulled up. This is actually perfect timing because I am like on my break right now too. Yeah, sorry I've been so quiet. I've been like so focused what I've been doing because like I have mixed feelings with the cleaver. I kind of like how it turned out. I kind of don't. I know how to properly make it with modeling techniques, but I don't feel like doing that, so I didn't. Anyway, let's get you some rolls going. Whether you wanted them or not, they're happening. I really should have kept that little diet from last time. There it is. Oh, bam. All right. All right, let's go. So first roll is a 20. Ooh, that's like the best one. So yeah, a mini tutorial. So if there's anything you wanted me to explain, because I haven't been talking at all, really, this would be a good time to be like, hey, how did you make this? Or how did you make this? I have no problem doing like a little 5-minute tutorial on whatever questions that you have. So your second roll is also 20. So yeah, really, man, two D20s. God, I wish I rolled that well in my own campaign. That's fine. But yeah, so especially if you have any questions or something you want me to just like fully explain, I mean, you got 2 tutorials worth of it. I have no problem answering. This roll's 20 again. I'm being suspicious. Okay. 9. So fun fact about me. Let's see. That's not a fun fact. I play piano. I actually have a keyboard next to me, and I used to play all the time in middle school and high school. And then in college, I didn't have time to do anything fun. So I didn't play for quite a few years, and I'm actually getting back into it again, and it's been super fun and super fantastic. So yeah. Ricky saying something? Yes? I'm classically trained. Yeah, I took lessons for a long time, and it was a lot of classical piano. So that's 3. 6. Another fun fact about me. Oh goodness, I always plan to have these written down in case anyone does this, and I always forget. What is another fun fact about me? I'm super into horses. I am definitely that weird horse girl, TM. I have a giant thoroughbred that I'm training / riding occasionally. It's so hot, I don't really do anything. But yeah, no, it's a really fun pastime of mine. And your last one, if I counted correctly. 13. All topics Q&A. All right, so this is actually a benefit not just for Indie the Dark. This is for anyone that's tuned in right now. Just general topics Q&A. Feel free. It's 6:40, so next 10 minutes, ask whatever questions you want. All right, Indie in the Dark, can you go into masking tips and tricks? You do it a lot, but sometimes it's too fast for me to follow. Yeah, it's so fast and not helpful. So yeah, let's go into that. Let me turn my background music off. I have like really obnoxious Taylor Swift. Like, I love her, but this song is a lot. Let me skip this song. Much better. All right, let's talk about masking. And I'll either do this one super in-depth, or you can ask another one. Either way. If this feels in-depth enough, it'll count for 2, but I have no problem if you asking for another one. All right, so masking is really, really cool and really powerful. So if you click on B for your brush palette, somewhere around here, there we go. These are all your masking brushes. I'm constantly adding new brushes, so it changes my brush palette, so I can never figure out where my brushes are. Anyway, these are all different types of masking brushes. The one by default is your masking pen. So what that means is if you hold Control, you get these little dark blobs that form. The other masking brush that I use a lot is Mask Lasso, which I can just kind of drag like that. Now, these are really, really cool because all it's doing is it is telling ZBrush, hey, these polygons that I made a darker color, selecting them. And you can kind of tell that, let me go to a lower subdivision level, you can really, really tell, like, okay, I'm selecting these right here. Now, from that, there are 2 main things that I do with that. I either make it a polygroup or I extract it. So making it a polygroup is really nice because let's see. Let me mask this section. That's all selected, right? And if I do Control and W as in walrus, it turns a different color. That different color is indicating a polygroup. This is really powerful because if I hold Control and Shift, I can select just that arm. This is really nice because I can then go over this, I can move it, I can do all kinds of different little things. I like doing this. Sometimes I'll pose my model through polygroups because I can just select this really quickly because it grabs onto that polygroup and masks it really, really nice for me. And then I can blur that mask and then I can start moving them around. It's kind of cool. So that's a masking trick right there, kind of like polygroups and posing. Another one that I wanted to talk about is extracting. So I actually do plan to give him gloves of some sort because I imagine being a butcher is gross. So same thing, I have this mask right here, and let me do something really quick here, because actually I'm going to show you guys stuff in the menus. So let me hide that image. There we go. And briefly, I'm going to disappear too. Bye. Alright, so look over these menus over here, and you'll see the subtool palette right here. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of subtool, all the way down, and you'll see extract. So this is really cool because it'll make a new piece. So I like to extract with 0 thickness and add it later on. So 0 thickness looks really weird initially, but if you go to like solo, you can see there's no thickness to this. Essentially, it keeps things really simple. There are less polygons to worry about, and I don't have to worry about affecting the other side of the mesh. If you didn't know this, if you try to sculpt on something that has very thin thickness, not 0, but thin, and your brush is big enough, it will actually like ruin the other side of the mesh. It affects both sides. So to prevent that, I just work with 0 thickness and I add it towards the end. But alright, so I have this right here that I extracted from the mask. If I click on W, it brings the 3D gizmo, and I can hold control and inflate it just like that. And then bam, now he has gauntlets. They don't look great, but you get the idea. I'm definitely going to keep these actually. I think this character really needed gauntlets. Anyway, not going to work on this too much right now because I'm talking about masking. I get easily sidetracked and I'm like, oh, I must work on this. But yeah, so those are the 2 big things about masking. So kind of explaining how that works. Again, it's just a selection. That's really all it is, but it's really powerful because you can then use that selection to make a polygroup, which you can then use for quick, easy posing, or you can use it for extracting new pieces. So they're the big 2. I hope that was helpful. If you have any follow-up questions on that, let me know. That was fun and actually productive. Alright, I'm going to put myself back on the screen. Hello, it's me again. And if you feel like that was worth 2 rolls, cool. If not, awesome. Give me a different topic. And here it says, was Cintiq worth the hype now that you've had it for a few weeks now? I remember saying it was bougie last time. It's worth the hype. I love it. I love it so much. I know people have mentioned that their Cintiq has been like unreliable or something, things like that. But for me, it's been the first drawing tablet that I've had that for this last month or so that I've had it, it has just worked every single time. Pressure sensitivity, the display connects, the colors look great. It just works every single time. And I love that. I don't know if I was just unlucky, but I always had like bad cables and all kinds of silly stuff. And my drawing tablets would work like 70% of the time, which I know is a lot still, but like, oh, that 30% really, really pissed me off. Good question. And he says, yeah, sorry for the delay. How does masking work with multiple extracted items? It works the same. So what I can do is see like these gauntlets. Oh, he's naked. So see these gauntlets right here. So you can also mask off of masked items. So this was masked and extracted. And then I can do the same. Let's say I want to give some like, here, I need to zero mesh this. This just looks stupid. 1 minute. There we go. All right. So I can make a trim on this, for example. I'll actually extract with thickness in this case. And then bam, I now have trim on this, just like that. I'm not sure that was your question, but I think it was. Let's see. Meaning you need to mask across pants and a shirt. Let's see. If they are not merged items, then it will not affect it. You can only mask on your selected subtool. So that was a really good specific question, like against, you said across pants and a shirt. So I will kind of demonstrate that. Let's give him a body and a shirt. And where are his pants? There we go. So like in this case, for example, I can't mask across both because that's not selected. So if his shirt's selected, that will work. And if his pants are selected, that will work. But if I want to mask across both of them, they can't be separate subtools. They need to be merged. I hope that makes sense. But very good question. Adding this trim right here, I actually really like. All right, Zaxxas has 2 random Q&A questions. Sweet. Yeah, we still got 2 minutes left of just completely open Q&A for anyone, thanks to Indy Respond. Indy says, thank you so much. That's super helpful. I think that counts as 2. Okay. But I'm also feeling just generous because this was fun. So if you do just have something else you want to ask, feel free. And then whatever Zaxxas questions are, I'm excited. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? Nay, but I just think I don't like it. Every time I've actually tried it, I loved it. But like, I'm one of those people where like, I'll try new foods, but I don't like trust them. I'm so weird. I have to have a new food several times before I'm like, I like it. Even though I enjoy it in that moment. I don't know. Like Thousand Island dressing, for example. I always thought that I hated it, but once I had like enough In-N-Out burgers, I'm like, okay, no. I freaking love it. It's great. I'm here. I like pineapple on pizza. Oh, Zaxxas. Oh, Skyrim. Empire or Stormcloak? You know, I honestly found both of them kind of insufferable. I also haven't played the game in a while, so I might not be remembering it correctly. What's his name? Ulfric. Or Ulfric Stormcloak. Like, he has like the rugged, cute, blonde, rugged, whatever. That's all I got from him. I'm like, okay, he's kind of cute Viking, but rugged and dirty and gross. And then he was just grouchy and just murderous. And then same thing with like, I think I did end up killing the Emperor. That was part of, what questline was that part of? If I had to pick, I think I'd go with Stormcloak just because it was a more interesting questline from what I remember. But again, I'm having a hard time remembering what exactly I did. 90% of my time in Skyrim was just spent doing the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood quest. And they were both fantastic. Zaxxas. General Tullius was a jerk. Yes. I remember that name now. Yes. He was even worse. Great question, though. I really had to think about that, though. Man. You guys are so much fun. This is why I like live streaming. Alright. Let's give him some shoes. I've been using the same, like, 4 pairs of shoes for, like, 2 years now. I'm waiting for someone to be like, wow, Mia won't make new shoes. I'm like, but they're so small. It's fine. And I generally cover them up with pants mostly, so I don't know why I'm outing myself like this. Alright, I think flats with wrappings will work fine with this. Look how ugly and low poly it is. Let's see. Turn on transparency so I can actually see what's happening. See? And that's why I haven't made new shoes in a long time. Because that was so fast and it looks fine. This is just so not the focal point of this model. I need to make new shoes for models. Moral of story. Whenever I use ZBuilder and I see like this really weird like concave spots on arms, every time I'm like, there's no way that's right. And I look at a bunch of like references of, I don't know, just muscled individuals. And yeah, it's there. Our arms are weird and really flat on that side. Because giant muscle there, nothing. I still think it looks weird every time. Let's see. Zaxa says, alright, I'll make sure to remind you that you're making the same shoes every time until you make new ones. I regret this immediately. I am on the case. I regret this. Alright. I love that it kept the fingernails, and by I love that, I mean I really don't. Let's see if I can like, if it'll auto polygroup that, and I can get rid of them. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Just delete hidden. Where is that? There we go. That's better. Oh goodness. I don't know what happened to the other one. I'll just mirror and weld. Here, shoes are the bane of 3D modeling. Right? Because they're just so much more involved than you think they're gonna be. And it makes sense. Like, making shoes isn't easy. There's like the sole, and then, you know, the rest of the shoe. And if there's laces, oh god, don't get me started on laces. There's a reason why none of these shoes ever have laces. And because it doesn't look very medieval anyway. Not gonna give him like tennis shoes. Alright, let's give this some edge loops and some folds, because it's really just looking a little flat. Oh goodness, It really attached to those ears still. Let's just smooth that away. Go away. Here. Just polygroup it and delete it. Well, bam. All right. I might just do loose fabric folds on this, or I might add some sort of like trim or stitching. I'm not sure. We'll see what looks better. Hey, Clute's here. Hello. Alright, that's looking a little bit better. I do think it needs like a trim or something. Zach says, you mean there was no Converse in ye olden times? No wonder it was called the Dark Ages. Clute, is it half work Tuesday or Thursday? I don't know why my brain autocorrected the word Thursday to Tuesday. Anyway, yes it is. He is a butcher. He butchers things. Let's see. I got some like fun trim brushes recently. And I don't think any of them fit with this. So I'm just going to have to use really non-decorative trim, I think. I think this is like the perfect trim brush for this. Or some stitching. Yep. We were on the same page. Dork's Day. I had to like read that again, read it one more time because my brain was like not gonna say that right. All right, let's see. Numberbox Gaming. Hello and welcome. I think you are new, so hello. What are the benefits of sculpting something like ZBrush as opposed to Blender? Just options in terms of brushes and such? Yes, and in addition to just the way that the mesh interacts with the brushes is a bit different. And there's something else I'm missing here. Oh, stuff like Dynamesh and ZRemesher, which doesn't sound helpful at all in terms. It's just the way that ZBrush will retopologize your mesh. And if you don't know what topology is, it's all of these little squares and triangles that make up the mesh. But no, Blender is kick-ass. And Blender also has like fabric simulation and stuff, which ZBrush doesn't. It will in the next update, but who knows it's going to be as good as Blender's. But yeah, I hope that helps. ZBrush is a little more robust in how many polygons it can handle as well. But if you have like a really beefy machine, I think they're pretty comparable. Let's see. Clute says those X stitches could be pretty cool. Yes, they could. I'm trying to think because this is one thing, but I know what you're talking about, and I don't know where I put them because I do have some of them. I mean, I could make them with this, but that's a lot. I think I'll just do this one simple one. Because it's right here. Actually, I found it though. Maybe I'll do both. That could be kind of cool. Obviously, finishing the simple trim first. Where is the simple trim? I just had this brush. There we go. I need to stop adding so many different new brushes because it just makes me forget my entire brush palette. Let's see. Gamer says, oh, okay, that makes some sense. Yeah, sorry, my answer was really butchered. I've had some issues with the way some of my models have handled adding like creases and folds when there is a patch that is lower poly than the surrounding area. Yep, you gotta have a lot of polys to be able to deform and change stuff like adding fabric and that kind of stuff. If you're using ZBrush, you can just mask the area and then divide that specific area like that. So before, after, and it gets a lot more dense. And that should help a little bit. But you're probably better off just re-dynameshing the whole thing at a higher resolution. If you're using Blender, oh, I have no idea. I haven't used Blender very much. I've used it to play with rigging some of my models. That's about it. I really want this to line up. That's probably the best I'm gonna get. There. We're calling it good. There we go. I'm not sure how good it's going to look having both, but with the little trial I did, I thought it looked good. I mean, ultimately, this isn't a huge deal. This is such a small detail in this model, but I'm really zoomed in, so to me, this is like the whole model. Yeah, I think it looks cool. There we go. Leather do-rag. 100% what's happening there. Let's see. Blender has a remaster and in sculpt mode. Very cool. Let's see. Clute says X's, I'm reading this backwards. X is around the crown of the head and then seam down the center, kind of like a do-rag. Yeah, I was kind of thinking, yeah, that makes sense too. We'll see. Do-do-do. And the gamer says is not aware of that. I'll have to Google it. Definitely try it. I think you just control R to remesh. That sounds very intuitive. Nah, that's gonna look weird on this specific model. I can already tell. Also, I have a fabric brush that I want. There we go. I'm spending way too much time on this little headgear thing. Alright, this is coming together. Let's see, I have not looked at the chat for a second here. Okay, cool. Didn't miss too much. Like, I'm tempted to add like blood splatters of some sort, but I'm like, this is gonna be way more effort than it needs to be, and it's not gonna be sculpted on anyway. I try not to sculpt or paint on details aren't sculpted. I definitely need to add some more like little tools and stuff on his belt. Overall, looking good. Yeah, not bad. Easy render. It happens to add this like red striation right here, which works. We'll say it's blood. So butcher. All right, I might call it good right here. Coming up on 2 hours. Render, render. Can make this a tiny bit brighter just for the sake of finishing up the live stream. Nah, it's too blown out. That looks pretty good. Let's see. Clute says that could be a quick read for a butcher versus blacksmith. Plus, it would give a chance to see use your poly paint splatters. That's true. But I try not to do stuff like that just because I know some people are a little iffy with using or advertising models that are already painted because you can't tell like what's sculpted and what isn't. So I wouldn't want them to like print it and then be like, where are the blood splatters, the thick blood splatters, you know? But I totally get what you're saying. It'd be fun. This is, oh wow, the BPR really brings out your details, right? Yeah, no, it helps a lot. Plus, I think the cleaver helps distinguish it from a butcher to a blacksmith. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, it just looks like a blacksmith, especially with the gloves and stuff. But as I add more like knives, specifically knives and no other tools, I think it'll come across as more butcher. That green is orc perfect. Thank you. It was hard to find because I have this really obnoxious matte cap, which I initially loved MP Chav 10. I do still, but like, it's difficult to pick the exact colors you want because you're laying a color on top of a different color. It's not just like pure green. Here, if I can like find it. Here we go. It's this color, which is obviously not the same as this color, but once you lay it on, that's what it ends up looking like. Ah, goodness. All right, I'm actually gonna play with this render a little bit. I still feel like it's a little blown out looking. Let's see what this does. That's not right. Try again, ZBrush. I don't know why it keeps doing this red one, but if I just do it again, it seems to remember what it's supposed to be doing. There we go. So it wasn't actually doing what it was supposed to. That's what I thought. It's better. I definitely am going to want to add some sort of texture to this cape right here, or smock. But that will be after adding some thickness to it and stuff like that. Let's see if I can just add some subdivision levels. Actually, that worked pretty well. Because adding that texture on this is going to go a long way. Probably could have done the same thing with the surface modifier too. That's fine. That totally works. Yeah, we'll call this good. Alrighty, I will probably be live streaming tomorrow at 6 or 5 p.m.-ish, PST again. We'll see. Every now and then I take Fridays off. But if not, you can see me next Thursday at 6. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I always find this a lot of fun. And I'll see you next time. Bye.